Hello, welcome to another low effort video. I wanted to talk today a little bit about what is going on uh, in my part of the world and talk a little bit about what we can do. It's been a rough month, uh, especially for the people of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the month isn't over yet. So I think a lot of people are kind of sitting here worried about what is going to happen next, what new horrors is going to be visited on the people there. So I thought that because last night I'm making dinner and I'm chopping uh, peppers, and all I'm thinking is I just want vengeance, 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 vengeance. And I nearly chopped the tip of my thumb off. I got so worked up. Fortunately, my thumbnail saved my thumb tip, but yeah, it's hard. And I think a lot of other people are feeling the same way, where it's hard not to feel helpless, um, even when you are doing everything that you possibly can, doing the things like calling your elected officials, um, donating and all of that. And this is where I feel like Magick can come in and give us another tool um, to help uh, fight against what is basically a fascist regime at this point. Um, and so I thought that I would take a few minutes to kind of give some advice about what it is that you can do if you are a witch and you have been feeling like you need to do something but you don't know what it is that you can do. This is not to be a substitute for mundane actions, for doing the work of being there physically, joining a community or an organization, checking in with your neighbors, um, calling your politicians, your elected officials, protesting and all that. This is to be in support of that. This is magical and energetic support for your mundane actions. Um, so to start off with, as someone who works with Hestia, who is all about the home and the hearth and the family, doing protective work for my neighborhood and for my home and for my family members is the base foundation of my magical work. So if you are someone who does a lot of protective work, who does who excels at that, then looking in, not expanding your protective workings beyond just your own home and your own family to include your neighborhood, to include the people who are protesting, to include anybody in any organizations that you are with who have boots on the ground. That is important work that you can do. I do have a full article that I wrote years ago about Magick for protests and organizing, and I will put a link to that. It's on my website. I'll put a link to it in my description below. So laying down protective barriers, doing magical protection on your neighborhood, on your home, on your family, on your the people that you're working with, to help resist is important work. Now, if you are someone who is not opposed to hexing, I know not everybody is. Or not everybody is does hex work, and that's okay. We don't shame people who do hex work. Then hexing people and hexing the government, but most especially um, ICE, CBP, the Custom and Border Patrol, um, is important work as well. I, as a filthy anti-capitalist, I go after the money. So we have in the United States on Monday, the Senate is going to be voting on the appropriations bill that gets money for ICE. Is going to give them like $10 billion. We need to, if you're hexing that money, hexing that funding so that it doesn't get passed. That is, if you find GoFundMes for ICE agents or anybody who is involved in the execution and detainment and kidnapping of people on this soil, if you find GoFundMes for there, hexing those, paired with then also reporting those GoFundMe campaigns or any kind of crowdsourcing money donation campaigns, reporting them so that they can get taken down. But with regards to working magic on people or on individuals, there is the Ice Watch website that has been posting the names and information about people who are ICE agents. It is supposed to be verified information, so I would be very careful if you're going to be targeting someone. But that is a tool that you could use to then pick out individuals who are working for ICE to hex them. They don't get quarter. They don't get the benefit of the doubt. If they're working for ICE, they are part of this fascist regime, and they need to have their lives made extra miserable. If you are not someone who does hexing, going back to the protective work, doing or glamour work, any kind of persuasive work, start working on those Democrats and Republicans who need to vote to not only for this funding bill, but to convince them to impeach Trump and impeach Kristi Noem, and pull funding for ICE, abolish ICE, all of that. This can be in the form of sigil work on letters that you send to your elected politicians, elected officials. This can be in the form of working sweetening jars to make them more more accepting of these of your arguments that they need to work to get rid of ICE, get rid of Trump. All of you can work glamour magic to make the idea of voting for our freedom and for our lives and for the Constitution more appealing to them. All of this is these are 3 different ways that you can work your magic to help support people, the American people, while we're dealing with this, while we are being just gone through the ringer. Now this, and also I want to point out that these forms of magic are not only limited to U.S. politics and the situation in the U.S. right now. These spells and these kinds of workings can be utilized for addressing what's going on in Palestine, the genocide that's going on there, used to help our trans siblings with what they're going through right now in various countries, especially in the US, where they are finding themselves under attack, in the UK where they're under attack, used for aiding in the war in Ukraine to help bolster that. This is not something that's limited geographically to, and is not limited by lines on a map. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope this gives you some ideas. You can post in the comments more ideas of what you think would be helpful. We're not going to shame anybody for hexing, for not hexing, anything like that. I will be moderating the comments, so anybody coming at me for that are pro ice or anything else, I'll just be deleting them, because this is my space. You don't get to bring that shit here. So anyway, I hope that this is helpful. It is rough. It is scary. My family, we're not in Minneapolis, but we are in the Midwest, and everybody in our house is a potential target for this. So I am taking advantage of the fact that we are right now in a safe place where we can do the work that we can do. So everybody stay safe, and just remember that they want us to feel helpless. They want us to feel like we can't do anything, and but we are witches, and magic is the tool of the oppressed to work against oppressors. All right, bye.